I find your lack of play disturbing. You have not started to play yet. Impressive time to play.
Welcome to the playground, friends. This is the Callous Comics Plays podcast, where we chat about pretty much anything under the sun. I am your host, Dr. Carlos S. San Juan, aka at Callous Comics on social media. I am a nuclear medicine physician, newspaper and online comic strip artist, comic book writer, voice actor, and arts and gaming live streamer. Joining me tonight are two of my absolute bestest friends in the world, Oren and Dr. Tiger. So, Dr. Tiger, tell everyone who you are and what you do.
Okay, so my name is Tiger, Dog Tiger. So specifically what I do is I technically stick my hands in people and make them feel better. You know, like, I mean, it's
that is true.
It's pretty true, you know. Okay, so specifically, I'm an oh, someone threw a pillow at me. Specifically, I'm an orthopedic surgeon, so that's why I do stuff like that.
Awesome,
yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
And Oren, who are you and what do you do?
Man, how can you beat those two entrances there? Yeah, so I'm Oren. I'm in the e-commerce business, right? So I help with the last mile, with the delivery. So every time you guys order online, we make sure those things arrive on time. That's pretty much
awesome.
Yeah, all we do.
That sounds like a job, man. To be perfectly honest, I don't think I cannot do what you're doing.
So you kind of like assist people to spend their money and go broke, pretty much.
Yeah, like doctors.
Yung pag nabudol, right? Oh, just go.
Yeah.
We'll make sure.
Yeah. Spend your money.
Yeah. Pero no naman. I mean, yeah, and I mean, a lot of people are doing sideline these days, lalo na with the pandemic, right? With e-commerce,
true, yeah.
yun. So, we're kind of like helping out, the SMEs, right? And, making sure that pag may nag-order, somebody will, they'll really get, the customer will get the order, right? But
nice.
yeah, nothing as interesting as putting my hands into other people or anything like that, or nuclear science. Although I did have a brief stint as a trauma.
Yeah.
trauma.
So Oren, did you know, Kaz, that Oren became a trauma surgeon?
No way.
No. Okay. So
no, I didn't know that.
So one of the times that Oren came back, so he had, he still was in the army and everything, right? So he came back, and then I had clinic, and I was like, "Oh, Oren, why don't you take a look at this X-ray?" Right? So I did have a patient that had a fracture, right? So I was like, "Dude, see it?" Then he's like, "Yeah, I concur. See that fracture? Yeah, I concur. Trauma surgeon." There you go.
I concur.
I thought he actually.
and then being the soy guapito ganyan, all the rad techs that were there, and some of the nurses that kind of followed in, because it's like, oh, you seen it all. And I told them like he's like a trauma surgeon in the Israeli army, ganyan. And then all of the, like, when he said concur, they were like, oh my God, he concur. Like, they they would probably believe his I concur more than if I told them there is a fracture and a ganyan. Because they were just like, oh my God, like he concurs.
As you can tell, Tiger, Oren, and myself are long time friends. We started hanging out really together maybe around the start of college, right? Although we've been friends since high school.
Yeah, even before that. Yeah,
high school and grade school, actually. Yeah, true. Oren actually assisted us in our thesis. Tiger and I were we were doing our thesis for our pre-med degree. unless
That
he
was
joined
his
us.
stint as a marine biologist this time.
There we go.
He's such what a guy, that guy. He's
Man of many hats.
multi-talented.
At this rate, I can get a medical degree, and I just a bit here, I do a bit
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, he likes to dip into different things.
So anyway, this
Yeah.
is the debut of our new podcast.
So, yeah.
And it's pretty much the three of us just laughing all night. So
Guys,
yes.
if I may ask, I was actually going through, your comics.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, and I saw one. You had a character on that was wearing a shirt, pineapple on pizza.
Yeah. That's fairly
I don't know
recent, but
about
yeah.
you two guys, but I can relate to pineapple on pizza. I'm one of those people who'll order.
Uh-huh.
Oh no, extra
Oh
pineapple on
no.
my pizza.
All
Yes.
right, Oren, goodbye. It's time for you
I
to
know.
leave.
Is this a religious cultural thing?
So I knew there's a reason why you put that character there. And that
Did he did he look kind of like Oren?
No, I think he was a patient, right? The
Yeah,
guy with the,
patient, patient, and I'm sure you were kind of making fun of those kind of patients.
Oh no. The thing is, when I was actually drawing that comic,
Oh,
and I usually draw these comics live on the live stream. So do follow facebook.com/CallousComics or twitch.tv/CallousComics, where you can find those live streams. And when it came to coloring that particular patient, he just had a plain white T-shirt at first, and then I asked the people who were there, who were watching, like, you know what, I want something more. I don't want just a plain colored T-shirt or a plain white T-shirt. So after some deliberation, and I think I credited the guy who helped me come up with that idea as a sort of
ayun.
co-writer. I was like,
Anyone we know?
oh no, one of
Yeah.
the regular readers of
Oh,
Callous
okay,
Comics.
okay.
I like, I wanted to be a statement shirt, something that he's
Yun.
passionate about.
Yes, I
And I
concur,
wanted something
and
very,
Greg
very
Lynn concurs with
mundane.
me
Yeah.
also.
Something
Do
super
you concur?
mundane,
Do you
but
concur?
he's so passionate about. He bought a
Yeah.
shirt that said, pineapple on pizza.
Yes, I know. Greg says Oren has good taste. Hashtag pineapple on pizza. Oh,
Oh yeah,
That
Greg.
yes.
could have been Oren. Pineapple on pizza. Nice.
Start a
Greg,
movement.
Greg, who is a podcast host, by the way.
Ayun.
He is a co-host of the Gotcha Rock and Roll podcast, excuse me, where I actually guested on some time ago, and hopefully he'll join us in a future episode. So, but he
Nice.
does. He is of the pineapple on pizza religion.
Yeah, suddenly became
I-
cult na bigla.
So does that mean like I dabble in that religion because I don't mind it, or what am I? Am
I
I
don't
like
mind it either,
Oh.
to be honest.
Yeah,
If it's
Oh,
there, I'll
yeah,
eat it.
yeah,
But I wouldn't
Yeah.
order it. I wouldn't make a pizza for myself with pineapple on it. It's
yeah.
Really?
Exactly.
yeah. But
So
yeah,
I
it's
would
there.
so Greg, Yellow Cab, plug in Yellow Cab, sponsor for this and next sponsor for this and podcast.
Mhm.
Yellow Cab, four cheese, extra pineapple.
I'm trying to imagine it. 4 cheese.
Don't
Extra
knock it till you've
pineapple.
tried it. That's all I can say.
Okay, so you're saying pineapple on any pizza?
Oh, hindi.
Any
That
pizza.
would be
I don't know
tough.
about that.
Any pizza?
Kasi
Okay,
you
like
want the sweetness of the
what?
pineapple, and then the
Okay,
savory of the cheese. But if you put I don't know. That's why I know what's called
what?
Hawaiian works, right? Because you got the ham and the
Yeah,
pineapple.
yeah. Even if in Hawaii they don't call it Hawaiian pizza.
Yeah, that's true.
It's
So Greg,
Hawaiian pizza. So we end up eating pineapple on pizza. So you
Ayun.
like your you like your pineapple pizza flavored. Is that correct?
Pineapple pizza. Well,
a
that's
sprinkle
one
of
way.
pizza on my pineapple.
Let me put a little pizza flavor on my pineapple.
Like this.
You're Pineapple Bay all of a sudden.
You could be Pineapple Bay. Or no, Pizza Bay, because the
Pizza
pineapple
Bay.
is there. You put
Yeah.
sprinkle of pizza on your pineapple.
Okay, how
So,
about like that shrimp one though? The shrimp and or
the garlic
anchovy
shrimp?
pizza with pineapple.
And
Okay, if
I
you've
think
No.
tried that with
that would
pineapple,
balance it out, actually.
then I would
I
say,
think.
okay, I agree that you are a pineapple on pizza aficionado. If you can
Mm.
accept any flavor, because I don't know, I'll eat it, but I mean, like, I don't know about anchovies and pizza, man. It's like putting eating pineapple with bagoong, dude.
That's pretty much what it,
Yeah,
anchovies. That's the
yeah.
same effect. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
So one
sige nga.
day, let's
Okay,
try it.
yeah.
Let's have bagoong on our pizza.
Pucha, wala na.
And with that, we'll take a short break, and we'll be right back. And we're back, and we were just discussing about the intricacies of pineapple on pizza. This is not where I thought this podcast was going to go, but
No.
here we
This
are.
is
Oh,
a
good.
And
serious
we,
discussion. Toppings
yes,
on
Yeah.
yes.
pizza. Oh.
So,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
we have a comment from Livs. You've had anchovies on pizza and liked it, Tiger.
Yeah. It's kind of like you liked it. It's very huh?
Oh, is this
You
code for
like
liked it.
that.
something else?
Oh,
Should
oh, there's not that much I haven't had
Oh.
on pizza that I haven't liked. Pizza.
Wait, what? We're still talking about pizza, right?
Anyway,
All
yes. Yeah,
right.
but yeah, thank you for checking out my comics, Oren. Some time ago, actually, Tiger did go with me to a comic convention over in Cebu. It was quite a while back.
20, 20,
13, 13, 2013,
13.
I think. Yeah, in the now defunct
Yeah,
Cebu
yeah.
Comic Con. Yeah. Um,
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah. We went to
yeah, I don't
school.
think.
It was like
Sorry. Yes,
it was in
it was
a,
supposed to be in a hotel, and then
yeah,
like the
it was
day
like in the,
before we flew
yeah.
out, they informed me like, "Hey, we had a disagreement with the hotel, so it's going to be in the basement of the Ateneo school."
It was like a basement parking, right? It was like the parking.
No,
I
it
was
wasn't
like,
parking naman. It
yeah.
was a basement, multi-purpose thing. So, but
Okay,
yeah,
well, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
they did offer like, "Hey, we
Uh-huh.
understand it's not what you were expecting. So if you want a refund
Yeah.
for so and so," I'm like, "No, I'll check it out.
Yeah.
I had never been to Cebu before that,
Hmm.
so I wanted to
Yeah.
check it out."
And we made a trip out of it anyways.
Yeah. We
Yeah,
met up with
yeah.
some friends, and yeah, so it
Yeah,
was a good
yeah.
time.
Yeah.
As for the um but the landmark thing that happened
Hmm.
to me personally in that
Uh-huh.
comic convention was because at that point I was not an anime fan anymore. um uh
Hmm.
Apart from maybe Macross Frontier, which came out in 2008, I
Yeah.
had not
Yeah.
even really checked out any anime
Hmm.
since I think
Since,
we were in
yeah. Yeah.
like first year college.
Yeah, yeah.
But on on that occasion, there was a guy who requested for artwork, a sketch card.
Okay.
Um, During comic conventions, I do take commissions for to draw whatever someone
Hmm.
wants, right? And that person requested uh, that that I draw Mikasa Ackerman from Attack on Titan, which had just
Yeah,
the
Attack on
first
Titan.
season
Yeah.
just
Hmm.
released at that
Just
time.
dropped at that time. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, 2013, that long ago. And
Yeah.
but in the style of Adventure Time. So I thought, hey, okay, I can draw Adventure Time. It
Uh-huh.
should be quick, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I didn't know who Mikasa Ackerman was, and he was like,
Yeah.
"How can you not know who Mikasa Ackerman
Mikasa
is?"
is, yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh, well,
Uh-huh.
I don't really watch anime." And like
Yeah.
he was mortified that I didn't know who
Que
Mikasa
horror.
Ackerman was.
Yeah.
But because of how passionate he was, that
Yeah.
night when I got to our hotel,
Yeah.
um, I checked it out on my phone, and then I saw
Yeah.
the intro and I got intrigued. And but before I continue, did the two of you check out
Mhm.
the anime Attack on Titan?
Oh yeah, I have. Yeah, I have. I haven't finished the whole
Hmm.
series yet, but I got to the point where they had already well, I shouldn't be.
Yeah,
Is it
no,
okay
no
to talk about?
spoilers.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, I just got pretty far
Uh-huh.
until the point where they had to recently release episodes. So I just
Oh,
I
okay.
got up until
Yeah,
the yeah.
yeah.
So I'm pretty far into it. You know.
I think there's only one episode left, right?
No, because um well, my daughters update me because they even
Okay.
have like because I end up buying the comics and kind of hunting for books
Wow.
I
Okay.
can't find. Yeah. So they also inform me that like if there's more coming out, that they're trying to develop another season for it and stuff like that. So yeah. So I haven't finished the last um like chapter because it's not finished yet, and I don't like waiting for the next
Ah,
episode.
okay. You
Yeah.
want to
So,
binge it.
well, I don't. Yeah. I do want to binge it. So, yeah. But yeah, I am pretty familiar. But I only got familiar with it around 2018, 2019. Not when you
Okay,
heard
okay.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, Oren?
Yeah.
Have you checked out Attack on Titan?
No, I haven't had the chance.
Okay, no worries. Do you watch anime by any chance?
What's
Well,
that thing that you said you watched? Like what is it?
yeah.
That's anime, right?
Oh, Oren knows what
Yeah.
that is.
What?
He might not be an anime
What?
fan, but like, oh, I know what that is.
And
Oh,
what is
that
it called again?
anime.
Like
What
what
do
is
you
it?
say?
Armageddon or stuff like that.
No, man. But
Yeah,
there was the one that I didn't. It was based on an anime, but they had a Netflix. There was on Netflix a bunch of movies about this samurai guy who doesn't kill anymore and uses his samurai backwards.
Oh,
yeah.
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 To us
Um,
Filipinos, right? That's Samurai X,
yeah.
but it's
Samurai X.
Rurouni
Yeah.
Kenshin.
Rurouni
Rurouni Kenshin.
Yeah,
Kenshin.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Genshin. That dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
that's a good.
Yeah.
The
Rurouni.
the the live action
Mm-hmm,
adaptations were actually really really good. I like them.
So that's what I saw. Yeah, the live adaptations.
mm-hmm,
Killing
yeah. Well,
Genshin.
I
I did see, but your
Yon, tama
drawings
yon.
though, because
uh
your
huh.
drawings like when you do Adventure Time, that's pretty much like automatic for you. You just have to get the nuances of the character, and
Hmm.
then you draw it. So yeah,
Yeah, and
I remember like yeah,
I try
yeah,
to have them do something that is
mm-hmm,
that brings out their personality. It's not just
mm-hmm,
draw them standing still in the style of Adventure Time. I want to
yeah,
put
yeah,
more into it. Yeah. So
yeah,
it got pretty big, those sketch cards of mine.
yeah,
um
yeah, yeah.
and but more recent events, I've tried to shy away from drawing, from taking commissions, because
Mm-hmm,
I wanted to focus more on selling my books. Because when I'm
yeah,
drawing, I'm not talking to anyone. And
yeah, yeah.
Right.
You're not pitching your
yeah,
books, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
The
What was
books that you have yet to sign yet.
Oh, I'll
speaking of
What was it?
definitely
Comic
What?
sign your
Con?
book. Hmm?
Mm-hmm,
Speaking of Comic Con and events, Kaz, what was your most
mm-hmm.
weirdest or funniest moment that you experienced in these events, or memorable one?
um, it's not really weird, but this is way, way early in my career. It's actually my second ever event.
Hmm.
It
Uh-huh.
was Baguio Comic Con, and
Mm-hmm.
it was, I think, the first Baguio Comic Con. Um, and the thing that stood out about that event is when me and the other artists got to the venue, it wasn't set up
Mm-hmm.
yet. So we actually
Oh.
had to help out the organizers and carry the tables and chairs and put them,
Uh-huh.
which we were happy to do. It's just that
Yeah. It's your
like, oh,
it's kind of like a
okay,
family
yeah,
thing.
we'll help you
Yeah.
set up the venue.
Were you
No,
sweating
since
by the
Yeah.
time you had to?
Oh, fortunately, it was in Baguio City. To those who don't know,
It's
our
pretty cool.
international
Yeah.
listeners, Baguio City is
Mm,
up in the mountains in the
Mm,
northern part of the Philippines, where
yep.
we are,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
because of the higher elevation, it's actually a bit cooler. It's the nickname of the city is it's the summer capital of the Philippines.
Mm,
Um, Even though there are probably colder places in the country, but
yeah.
that was their marketing thing, and and that's what most Filipinos know it as. It's the summer capital.
Mm,
So yes, fortunately, it was cooler. So yes, I was sweating, but not that much.
Yeah.
And it turned out to be a
Yeah.
good event. I did okay, and it was only my second event. No one knew
Uh-huh.
what Callous Comics was. It wasn't even in the newspapers yet. And
Yeah. And you didn't have any merch yet.
I had one
Uh,
book.
Yeah. No, but you didn't have like what you have now, like the mugs and
Oh yeah, yeah, no,
the
no,
stuff
no,
like
no.
that, right?
Just
Yeah.
the one book. Yeah. Oh, two actually. I
Mm-hmm.
have brought two books
Mm-hmm.
up to Baguio. So wait, thinking back, no, it wasn't my it wasn't my second ever event. It was a bit further in. But yeah, I brought I think three books up to Baguio.
Mm-hmm.
They were still the what we term as ash cans. They're still the stapled spine type.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
and
Yeah.
they
What do you
were
call them?
pretty.
Ash cans?
Yeah, that's the nickname that we have. The comic lingo. Ash cans
What?
are in the strictest sense of the word. They are the if you really wanted to produce a comic on the cheap,
Mm-hmm.
you draw your comics in black and white, photocopy them, go to a photocopying place, photocopy them,
Uh-huh.
fold them, and staple the pages. That's
Yeah.
an ash can. You use short
Oh.
bond or long short bond, quote unquote, long bond for our international listeners.
Uh-huh.
Short bond and long bond.
It's
That's what
Short
we do
bond
when
is
we
letter and
hike.
legal.
Yeah.
letter
Yeah.
size, yeah, and then long
Yeah.
bond is our it's actually no,
Legal.
no, it's
Yeah.
not. The long bond is what we call the folio size because it's 8.5
Mm.
by 13 inches. Legal is 8.5
Okay.
by 14 inches. I'm sorry, I'm
Mm.
such a nerd. I'm sorry. And
But inches
but the
matter, you
actual
know.
yeah, but the actual 8.5 by 13 size is called folio. So that yeah, I've revealed
Okay.
just how much of a nerd I am. That's what these two guys bring out from me.
Yeah.
Details, details.
Details,
I'm the
details.
real nerd of the group.
So the stuff
Ye-
that we used in when we were hijacking like actual books for med school, like
Yeah.
when we just buy them by the chapter, those are called ashcan
No.
medical book.
Well, because they're not comics, so I don't know if
Oh, okay,
the
okay,
term
okay.
applies to
Oh,
the
okay.
term Ashcan applies to any other form of literature,
Oh, okay,
but
okay,
yeah,
okay.
and but the thing that made I didn't know what to classify my first book as because it was printed out on A5 paper and
Okay.
then folded.
Hmm.
But I didn't exactly photocopy them because since they were in color, I had to print them
Yeah.
out
Print
one
them out,
page at a
yeah.
time. Yeah, and
Hmm.
then I used our med school books as a press to flatten the books after folding them.
Which was your favorite med school book to use? Harrison's, right?
Harrison's, of
For this,
course.
yeah.
What's the other big one?
Grace.
What's
Robbins,
Robbins?
pathology.
Exactly. No, or no, we didn't use Grays in our med school. What was our anatomy book? Netters.
Yeah, great. Yeah, Netters. Gray's was
Netters was a
too so much drama. So
But he's so
that's
dreamy.
McSteamy just didn't cut it for
McSteamy.
med school for me. Yeah, we use
Did you
Netters. We use Netters.
watch any medical shows, Oren, way back?
Yeah, Grey's Anatomy.
Okay.
That's right. I'm gonna fight on this hill.
This is the hill
Grey's
you choose to
Anatomy.
die on. Oh,
Real
wait.
men watch
Did
Grey's
you not
Anatomy.
start with Scrubs? Scrubs was my first medical
Yeah. True.
series.
Scrubs. Yeah.
Really, Scrubs? I love Scrubs.
Scrubs.
I rank it number
Mhm.
one among all
Yeah,
medical shows. But
yeah,
my first one, I think, was
definitely.
ER. ER.
Oh
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
wow.
with Clooney.
yeah.
Clooney. And
The
what's his name?
Clune?
Goose.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
right. Yeah, Goose was
yeah,
there. What's his
yeah,
Yeah,
name?
yeah,
Anthony
that one.
Edwards,
Yeah,
I think. Yeah.
yeah. Wait,
That's
is
right.
it
Goose was in there. I
Anthony?
forgot about that.
correct.
Okay,
Sans the
okay.
hair.
Yeah, I couldn't get into ER because it felt like a little serious, and I needed like the you
Mm.
know the
Yeah, that's
comedy
true.
relief from
Once once we were
Mm,
in med school, I kind of
mhm,
stopped. I stopped watching medical
uh-huh.
shows because it felt a bit too close to home, too real. Except
Yeah,
for Scrubs. The Scrubs
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Scrubs was fun. Yeah.
Mhm.
How about
It's
And
House?
like, oh
House is
yeah,
I
house,
like House because it
yeah,
is a bit different. It's more of the
yeah, I like it because he's like a jerk and like a
no,
like
no doctor can be like House.
they can try, but it just doesn't work that way.
won't have a career. Yeah.
Yeah, they could try. I've seen
But yeah,
some, but
since you brought up House,
mhm.
I really enjoyed it. The medical
Yeah,
cases themselves were
yeah,
very far fetched. Like
Mm.
if I
yeah,
were a writer of House, I'd get a medical book and then find a symptom, and then
yeah.
the rarest answer, the
Disease
rarest
that this symptom
disease it
could,
could
yeah,
be. That's what
yeah,
we'll put in House.
yeah. That's kind of like, I think that's kind of like what they did. It's just pretty much like the
Probably because
rarest
that's how it
thing.
seemed
Yeah,
like. Yeah.
because it always seems like he always had this aha moment that nobody else could really
Yeah,
have an
yeah, because
aha
they
about,
went through
right? It's
all
like the
the usual
rarest thing.
differentials.
Yeah, yeah. It's like when you Google something, headache, it's cancer. Like what? Like I sprained my ankle, it's cancer. Something like that. Everything. It's like this. Well, I had to go Scrubs because it didn't feel like it was an extension of studying. It was more on
Yeah, yeah.
the, you
It's
know,
more of a having fun,
the personal, yeah, like
laughing
the
at
internal,
ourselves.
yeah, the
Yeah, yeah,
internal
laughing at
monologue,
ourselves. Hmm.
yeah, which kind of reminds
Mm.
me of Callous, you know, like
Yes, in a
right.
way,
It kind of
Scrubs was
yeah,
part of my inspiration for Callous Comics. Although the usual inspirations were their Peanuts, Calvin and Hobbes,
yeah,
Garfield,
yeah. The writing
but
Yeah,
style,
I see that.
yeah,
but oh, okay, thank you.
yeah,
But
yeah.
Some
Scrubs,
philosophy.
with philosophy, did I get that from
You
anywhere?
t-
Probably Calvin and Hobbes. They touch
Mm,
into that sometimes.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
mm.
But you
It's a
did
bit
yeah,
mention that
speaking
it's
surreal.
of,
something that you want to insert
Hmm.
in some of your comics.
sometimes I just feel like it. Like,
Yep.
you know what? I want to talk about something
Uh-huh.
philosophical, or me
Existentialism.
having yeah,
Mm.
existentialism, or an internal monologue in my
Yeah,
head, and then you know
yeah,
discussion about life, because
Yep.
yeah.
that's what at least in my studies of the art of comic
Hmm.
strips, reading comic strips while growing up, that's what
Uh-huh.
I've noticed. There's a
Hmm.
lot of observation. Sometimes there isn't even a joke.
Hmm.
There's a lot of
Yeah, yeah.
observations. There's a lot of
Hmm.
Yeah.
uh, thinking about stuff. Even
Yeah, it's
Snoopy does
yeah,
it.
yeah, true. It's
um,
probably not a joke, but the humor is there,
mhm.
to
It's
realize, like,
yeah, it's that
yeah,
whole
mm,
it's funny because it's true.
yeah, kind of
Yeah.
like that, right? It's not
Yeah,
because
yeah,
there's a joke behind it. It's just that, oh, I know. It's like,
yeah.
oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, you do realize that there's, yeah, like when
Hmm.
they touch on, like, what you call it, like, well, like in your case, like with Callus, diba? When you talk about, like this is your typical, like, ortho doctor, this is your typical pediatrician. It's funny because it's true, even if there's no joke. When you're stereotyping something, that's why
Yeah,
sometimes,
yeah.
like, like with Kaz's comics, like, as I've read them, when it gets to the point where it's deeply medical, people won't find it funny, but they might find it philosophical. But like the medical practitioner would still find it funny because it
Hmm.
it dabbles on a, what you call it, a stereotype for in the medical field. Like, what's your
Relatable.
stereotypical patient that has this? You know, when they
Hmm.
complain about this, always parang ganon. Like, we'd be ha ha ha, and then everyone's like more of like, oh, that happens, parang ganon. Diba? So
Mm.
yeah, I guess you're like evolving with your comic because you want to insert a little bit more, you know,
Yeah.
um,
My
like
Did you
personal
notice that,
yeah,
Kaz? Like, that your comics has
mm,
evolved. Did you ever like look back and still look at your comics? Oh, this is me,
yeah,
2009, 10, and
oh,
then look at
yeah,
the.
absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely. The mere
yeah.
fact that my characters had gained weight, it's already
Oh my
it's
god, I
already
never
something.
noticed that, dude. I
No,
just
like
thought
if you look at
it's
my
you
first
changed
book,
your,
Rihanna is thick thin. She's
yeah,
skinny,
yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
more recently She's not.
She's
Ah.
she's
she's
not fat though.
put
Yeah.
put on she just put on the lbs a little.
Yeah.
Just a
No,
little
Letting
that,
bit.
go a bit.
that was partly
Yeah,
intentional though. I wanted her
yeah.
to evolve as she aged, and
Mhm.
when I started Callous, she was a med student. Do you remember
Mm.
back in med school the student
Yeah,
newspaper? Yeah. So
yeah, yeah.
Rian was launched there. Oh no, she
Rian
was actually launched
Nunez.
back in college, but the whole medical aspect of it was launched
Yeah,
when we were in med school, and
yeah.
yeah, back then, she the most important thing to her was to what color highlighter will I use when I highlight
For
my
studying.
medical book.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
um
yeah.
and that's also when I introduced Cal Duck into the
Mm,
actual series, as the person she's talking to when she's doing her
mhm,
whole introspective thing
mm,
about being in med school, right? Because
yeah,
that's what I
yeah,
was going through. What am I doing here? This is so hard.
yeah, yeah,
I,
yeah,
why am I
yeah,
subjecting myself to this hardship?
yeah,
It's a
yeah,
so
yeah. It's
that's
an
that was
outlet.
the
Yeah,
yeah, it was an outlet
yeah,
for
yeah,
real, and it still
yeah.
is until today.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
uh but yeah, what was I talking about? I
The
forgot.
evolution of your comics.
The
Yeah.
evolution, the
Oh, that's
evolution.
right. That's right. And
Yeah,
as the series went on, it started talking about
mm,
finances and what am I
yeah,
doing
yeah,
in medicine,
yeah,
and trying to find other things to do apart from being a doctor,
yeah.
and all of the characters that are in Callus is actually a different facet of
Mm,
my personality. So
yeah,
Rian's
yeah.
brother
Mm,
is Ren. He's a
mm,
professional video gamer. He
uh-huh,
back in maybe the early 2000s,
mm,
or sorry, early 2010s, what he was
yeah.
doing was he would play the massive
Diablo.
multiplayer online games like World of Warcraft and stuff like that.
Mm,
Build up a character, and then sell it.
yeah,
That's what he
mm,
would do.
Mm.
And then
yeah.
but more recently, he during the pandemic, he evolved. He became a video game live streamer because that's what got big
Yeah,
during the
yeah,
pandemic.
yeah,
So that's him. There are characters, of course, based on some of our friends.
yeah, yeah,
The main best friend of the main character
mm,
is Dr. Amy
mm,
Queens.
yeah,
She is based on a common friend of ours, Amy,
yeah,
and
yeah.
Dr. Tiger, of course, is based on the orthopedic. Yeah, Dr. Tiger here.
Who?
Uh,
The bull.
yeah, and he has a fellow orthopedic surgeon who I call the Mark, and he is
The
based on
mark.
another friend of ours, Dr. Mark, and uh, my wife is also in the comic strip. She is not Rihanna, as many people assumed. She is actually a barista, because the beginning of our whole love story was was in a Starbucks.
Ooh.
Yeah. So oh,
Ooh.
come on.
I know about this. I know
Yeah.
about this.
But yeah, and so
Uh,
she's a barista who happened to dislike coffee, because that's how
ah,
my wife is. She likes hanging out in coffee shops. She loves the smell of coffee, but she doesn't like coffee. She doesn't
yeah.
drink it. So
She'd
Really?
rather,
it wasn't
yeah,
until
she'd rather
super
drink
recently.
KFC. Yeah, she'd rather have KFC gravy, right?
We might be
Than
sharing too much about.
like really quick. Like I rode back with Kaz and Bell one time, right?
Uh-huh.
And so yeah, like there was KFC there. I just there's like the small KFC. Then she like
The
this. I was like,
gravy.
Really?
whoa, nice
That's
one,
yeah.
Kaz.
That's classic.
She's a
That's
keeper.
classic, Bell.
She's a keeper. She's a keeper, dude. But yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
But yeah, and who else? Who else has a the
Cameo.
yeah, I'm thinking. Oh, Sherwin. Sherwin is there. He's an
Sherwin, yeah,
entrepreneur in the series.
Mm.
Gray.
entrepreneur. Yeah.
Is
Was
a
it Dom
movie.
there?
No, Dom's not in the
No.
series. But yeah,
Oh, who was it?
sometimes friends would request, but I wouldn't know how
Yeah.
to
To insert
slot
them?
them in. Yeah,
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 incorporate
yeah.
them. Yeah.
Mm.
yeah. Because it has to be since supposedly I'm
Uh-huh.
supposed to write these comic strips every
Uh-huh.
day.
Mhm.
It has to be something I'm familiar with, or something
Yep.
I'm
Mm.
super into.
Yeah, that tugs on
Otherwise,
you. Yeah.
it'll be time consuming to write something that I'm not familiar with.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. True.
but I have written
Mhm.
comic books.
Well,
Mouse Mouse comic.
yeah, yeah,
Mouse comic
yeah. I
is
was
a
about to ask you, weren't you,
uh
didn't you do another one like that was that you worked
yeah.
with someone from the
There
States or
are two.
something?
So one is Mouse,
Hmm.
which is an acronym
Yeah.
for multiple ordnance and utility synthetic entity. It's about a little robot mouse. I did that
Hmm.
with a fantastic manga inspired artist, Pilar S. Bear. And then
Hmm.
which you can find at mousecomic.com. And
Hmm.
the other one, which
Mouse
you
comic. Yeah.
have to
Yeah.
purchase, is called
Uh,
Immortal Wings, which I did
yeah, that
with
one.
yeah,
Yeah.
which I did with Rod
Yeah.
Espinosa. Um,
Hmm.
the cute story about how that came about was I had the idea of what I wanted to write, and I was shopping around for an artist to hire. And
Hmm.
during one of Jerry Alangilan's signings, a good friend of the late Danry Ocampo, he introduced me to Rod Espinosa. He's like, "Hey, this is Rod. Have
Hmm.
you two met each other?" Like, "No, no, not yet.
Hmm.
Hey, nice to meet you," and like that. And then he showed me some of his work. Like, oh my gosh, he's a fantastic artist. He has a style that
Hmm.
would fit Immortal Wings
Uh-huh.
perfectly. So I got
Uh-huh.
his email address. Then I emailed him, "Hey, do you want to do a comic together? What are your page rates?" Like
Yeah.
that. And then he sent me his page rate. Like, oh my gosh, I can't afford this. It's ridiculous. So
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I had to look him up. Why is he demanding this much money? So I
Uh-huh.
looked him up, and then oh my gosh, he's
Uh-huh.
like a multi-award
It's
winning comic artist. He's
yeah,
world
yeah.
renowned.
Uh-huh.
He's done some work
Wherever he
internationally.
goes,
Yeah,
yeah,
he's
people
an
would
Eisner
recognize him.
nominee, and the Eisners are
Mhm.
the Oscars of comics, right? So
Of
he's an
comics.
Eisner
Okay,
nominee.
okay.
He's a big deal, and
Uh-huh.
so it's like, oh my gosh,
Whoa.
I can't afford this guy.
Uh-huh.
So I tried it because I was so set on having him draw Immortal
Yeah.
Wings. So I said, hey, can you bring
Can
the price
you
down a
lower
little
your
bit?
price?
I
Yeah.
offered so
Yeah.
many things, like you will have total freedom on how to design the world, like
Mhm.
everything visual is all you.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I'll make you a co-creator, so he's a co-owner of Immortal Wings. And
Yeah, yeah.
so yeah. and and he had connections too, so he had a lot of say on how the comic will go, but he was
Mhm.
very respectful of what I wanted.
Mhm.
uh so yeah, there's very minimal negotiations between the two of us. I
Uh-huh.
got the price down significantly, but
So
still
yeah, okay,
expensive.
okay.
Yeah, but still
Yeah,
expensive.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
But now that he's invested in the title,
Yeah.
he really like, I had never
Yeah, he
worked with a more professional artist than Rod
uh-huh, uh-huh.
Espinosa. So
Yeah.
when it was all said and done, we signed the contracts. Okay.
Yeah.
Our Since he had experience, I said, okay, what should we do first? Then he said, let's finish the
Mhm.
first issue, and then
Mhm.
when we have a full issue made, we'll pitch that to the publishers, because
Okay,
that
okay.
shows that we're
Yeah.
serious, right? Like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
this is
Mhm.
you have a whole first issue ready,
Yeah, yeah.
so, and we're already working on the succeeding issues.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
so I finished my script for the first issue, and within days, pages started coming in. He works so fast. Like, oh my gosh,
Uh-huh.
I have
Yeah,
no idea
yeah.
yet, but I'm gonna do it the second issue.
Uh-huh.
So
Okay.
then we finished our first issue
Uh-huh.
in a month. Like, he's that
Okay.
professional. He can finish
Uh-huh.
an issue in a month, right? Like
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Marvel and DC. And
Yeah.
Mm.
So he can get an issue out every month for you if
yes,
you
yes,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
But so he
Ah.
pitched it
Uh-huh.
to his
Uh-huh.
usual companies, and then on Antarctic Press picked it up, and then but he said, this will be a mini series. It's only going to be
Mm.
4 issues. But I'm like,
Yeah.
yes, whatever, let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Because
It's a good
although
start,
it
right?
was
It's a
my
good
hope for
start.
a continuing series, but well, four
Yeah, yeah,
issues,
yeah.
let's do
Yeah.
it. And then
Uh-huh.
so I got to work on writing the succeeding issues. And when I was
Yeah.
done with the second issue, within weeks, he was done with it. And oh my gosh, I'm not writing fast enough. And then
Yeah, 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 yeah.
and then until I
Uh-huh.
finished all 4 issues. Now, the thing that I sort of regret was
Mhm,
since I had an idea of the whole thing as a continuing series, I kind of had to
mhm,
cram everything in the 4th issue, like all the
mhm.
major um, plot points. I
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
crammed it all in the 4th issue. So if there's an
So
issue in that
uh,
mini series that I kind of regret, it might be the 4th issue. But I
the
still
fourth one.
think it came
Yeah.
out pretty well. Have you read it? Have you
Mhm.
read Immortal Wings?
No, not yet, not
Oh,
yet.
okay, okay. I'll
No,
let you
I
same.
guys
need
read it.
to
Yeah.
I need to get a no, but I did. You did show me some of the art initially,
Hmm.
like what it was going to look like, and
Yeah.
then I was, oh yeah, but I have not come around to. Ooh, maybe we should.
Well,
But
if you wanna,
wasn't there a
if you
problem
or
though?
anyone
Like,
listening wants to
yeah.
support, you
Mm,
can find Immortal Wings
mm,
in the Kindle store, because that's where
mm.
Comixology
Wait, hold
is
on.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah. So all four
let me go
issues
on
can be
really
found
quick.
in Amazon
Uh,
Kindle. So yes,
okay,
that's Immortal Wings by myself and Rod Espinosa, the great Rod Espinosa.
Kindle.
And he's a good friend, and
Yeah.
he actually goes with me to a lot of comic conventions. Him and Pilar, we usually share a table.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Nice.
We
Nice.
have one in
Nice.
Davao coming up,
Huh.
actually.
Hmm.
When? When in no
I forget. I think it's in August.
August? Oh,
Yeah, it's
nice.
still a ways
How's
away.
the? How many times have you done Davao though?
This will be
Is it?
my first time in Davao. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is it like a big thing? Like
It sounds like
the.
it.
Mhm,
It's not
mhm.
a comic convention per se. It's a book festival. And
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
and I actually like those events because you're not competing for people's attention.
Uh huh.
Because someone might be selling posters or stickers next to me,
Mm-hmm.
and
Hmm.
they're you know it it really draws attention away from books, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Right.
True.
so
Yeah.
uh, so I like these book festivals because it's very book centric, and
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
people there are really looking for books because it's a book festival.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
understand,
You really
in
go there
comic
for the
convention,
yeah.
yeah, in comic
Yeah.
conventions, I do understand. People go there
Yeah.
looking for artists to commission or
Yeah.
posters or
Yeah. Yeah.
all sorts of merchandise. Not necessarily comic
Mm-hmm.
books, although that is a major selling point in comic
Yeah.
conventions, of course. But for the people behind the table, the artists. Um, no matter what you're selling, you're competing for everyone's attention.
True.
Everyone
True.
passing by. So no matter if you're
Yeah.
selling T-shirts
Yeah.
or posters or stickers or whatever,
Yeah. Yeah.
anyone passing by, you kind of want to grab their attention.
Okay.
Sometimes there is such a thing called comic convention etiquette, and it took a while.
Which
It took a
is
while for yeah, it took a while for
uh-huh.
Philippine conventions to sort
to
of start
catch on to the
enforcing that.
etiquette. Yeah.
Yeah, so my earlier conventions were a bit frustrating because sometimes I'd have a table next to me who would actually direct their wares in my direction, so that even
Uh-huh.
if someone's looking at my books and they just look to the right, hey, stickers like that,
Yeah. Yeah.
or
Yeah.
hey, a poster like that, and then I'll put my book down. I'm like, no, that's not how it's
Yeah.
supposed to be. So
So
Uh,
if you have tables
and
that are flashy that are right beside you, that's kind of
it's
like
okay to
a
be flashy as
like
long as the flashiness is directed toward the front of the table, not to
okay, okay,
someone
how,
okay.
else's table. Yeah.
how about some
So
hot
I
girl in a
see.
mini skirt?
well, that's something else entirely.
Like
Um,
going ooh.
I don't
Talk
think I've
about
seen
lead
that though.
generator.
I don't think I've
You
seen
haven't seen any ooh girls like
yeah,
near
like
your
booth
no?
girls standing in front of someone's
Yeah.
booth. Yeah.
Yeah, you go to these
Um,
trade
I
shows,
guess
right?
no in Comic Con though.
Mm.
They I mean Comic Con in like the oh my god, what do you call the dress ups, the
cosplay.
cosplay stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, but I mean, like like because there's some people, some most of the stalls it's just merch, but some of
Yeah.
them have like you know people up front with yeah,
Well,
hey,
there are
yeah,
cosplayers who are celebrities. already
Yeah.
in their own right.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
sometimes they do have their own table, and then they sell
Mhm.
photos of themselves, and they
Yeah,
would
I've
sign those
seen. Yeah,
photos,
yeah,
yeah, and sell
yeah.
those. You were at Conquest, right? And
Oh yeah, yeah. We're
yeah,
going
there were
again
some.
this
Oh no,
this.
I won't be able to make it, unfortunately. But
Oh, okay, okay.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. But
That's
yeah,
next month. Yeah. Mhm.
June, right?
June. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Next
So,
month. Yeah.
Oren, Conquest is actually primarily a gaming convention. So, because video games got so huge during the pandemic,
Mhm.
when Conquest uh, came to Manila, it
Opened
was
up.
huge. It
Yeah.
was like when I went inside, I was blown away. Like, wow,
Mm.
this is a
Where was
big
it?
convention. And
Moa.
it was, yeah, Mall of Asia.
Oh,
Yeah,
Moa.
and
Mall
it
this
of
year
Asia.
filled
Yeah.
up
apparently,
more.
this year they're
Yeah.
actually extending. So
Expanding. Yeah, yeah. To the
yeah,
back. All the way to the back.
it'll
Yeah.
be Mall of not Mall of Asia, SMX. It'll still be SMX,
SMX. Yeah,
but
yeah,
it'll expand to parts, I
yeah.
think, of Mall of
It
Asia.
spills out to the back.
Yeah, and even
Where yeah.
Conrad Hotel will give some space
Yes. Yeah,
to
yeah.
Conquest. So it's going to be a huge
Because it
event
got
this
so
year,
huge.
but I can't make it.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
this
okay,
is
okay.
PC
Yeah.
games, console
No,
games.
not just like the last one,
But
dude. The
yes,
last one
yes,
was yeah, yeah. But the last one, dude, was like Genshin
it
galore,
was Genshin
right?
Fest
It was like Genshin fest. Like
because it
it
was the
was like
biggest video game. It still
yeah,
is,
yeah,
although
yeah. It's yeah,
Star
pretty
Rail is
much
really
yeah,
catching up.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but yeah, I do
Because
expect more
yeah,
of the same this year.
yeah,
There'll
yeah,
still be a lot of the voice actors are going to be guests
hmm
again.
yeah, yeah,
Um, and your daughter, right? Actually,
yeah, yeah.
cosplayed as a
Both of
character
them.
from Genshin.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
both of
What?
them
What?
did. Yeah, both of them
I
did.
only know the
Oh no,
one
no,
that
no.
went
Sorry,
as.
sorry. No, just Bells.
Okay, okay,
Chasey.
okay.
Yeah, she what you call it? She cosplayed like this novel that she's reading.
Oh, wow, that's
But
awesome.
which a lot of it's like it's actually a Chinese novel, graphic novel that she's reading.
Wow,
Yeah. Well, no, but like when we went
that's
there,
hardcore.
there were a couple people wearing the same thing she was. So it's not like an
Wow,
underground thing. Yeah, yeah. It's not one of those underground things. Like when you go
that's
to
awesome
like yeah, yeah. Yeah. So they're really into it. They're preparing again for this
for
year.
this year.
You know,
Wow.
yeah, yeah. They are. So it's great. It's fun. I mean, I like going there.
Hmm.
I mean, because like to see the kids like just walk around and I don't
Yeah,
think
yeah.
Oren's kids would enjoy it that much yet. Maybe Yoni because of he's old enough to see all these characters, but like my kids super enjoy it because 13 and 18, so
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
pretty much the
Yeah.
the the age bracket of people that are going. And the
Yeah,
last
my
time,
son.
uh,
Oh, sorry. Go on.
yeah,
Go on.
yeah, Kaide was there.
Yeah.
So she's walking around and so everyone's like, "Oh my god!" So Kaide's like the streamer. She's from Singapore. Oh, well, even I know her.
Okay.
And then
Hmm.
so she was here. She's just walking around, playing clothes and stuff like that. But like it was like a train in SMX, just long train, just people just wanting to have a glimpse of her and stuff like that. It's crazy, dude. It's crazy. Like they're celebrities.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
And
they're
they were
celebrities,
treated
man.
very well, apparently,
Oh
because
yeah,
they
yeah. Hmm.
they would go back to Conquest in a heartbeat because they were
Hmm.
treated super well. And
Oh yeah, yeah.
like even the Genshin streamers, they're not even
Mm,
part of the game, but they
mm,
live stream the game.
yeah,
They got flown in from the US, from wherever else, and people
yeah,
knew who they were. I mean, they were YouTubers basically.
yeah,
um
yeah.
How do they
and yeah,
monetize this?
which
Views.
one?
The gamers.
Oh, the gamers.
Mm,
Yeah,
mm.
views actually.
It's views.
Because the
Yeah.
Ads?
ads do
Ads,
play in their,
ads.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
during their streams,
yeah.
so they
Hmm.
Mm.
get some advertising
Hmm.
revenue. They get
Hmm.
sponsorships. uh
Sponsors. Yeah.
if you, yeah, of course, the more views you have, the more
Mm.
opportunities you
Yeah,
get. So I am nowhere near that because I only get like
yeah,
2 viewers per stream.
yeah. It's kind of like like louder with Crowder. Like before, like all of things went down. Like he'd have so many things on his table, kind of like that, dude. Like let's say, I have like a sponsorship from from like
Right.
Glenlivet.
Oh
Kind
yeah,
of like
yeah,
that, you
yeah.
know what I
That's
mean?
true.
So it's
So they
just
have
on
Right.
this
like
table, and
energy
yeah,
drinks. They have
Bang energy drink.
yeah, yeah,
It's
energy
usually
Right.
drinks.
Bang.
That's
Yeah.
usually the thing that
Mhm.
they
Uh-huh.
endorse. Also like a PCs, like PC parts.
Mhm.
Like companies like Nvidia
Ryzen. Yeah, yeah,
or Ryzen or what's that?
yeah,
Razer
yeah,
Yeah.
sponsors a
Yeah.
bunch of them. Yeah,
yeah,
so
So it
all
depends
that
if you
stuff.
have a lot of followers and you guarantee X number of
yeah,
thousands of views per
Yeah,
game,
yeah,
yeah.
then you can
yeah,
monetize it for
yeah.
advertising.
Oh, definitely. Like, they'll go on YouTube, and it's pretty much the same thing. You
And this
know,
is different
yeah,
to esports,
it's the same
Oh yeah,
thing,
esports
pretty
is a
much.
totally different thing,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Conquest
Isn't it?
does feature that as well. They actually
Yeah,
have
yeah,
tournaments. They have
yeah. They
tournaments
have
during the
tournament. Yeah, because I
convention.
remember like a part of it, like one part of SMX had to do with like tournaments,
Yeah, it was a whole
right?
Mm,
arena. Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah,
And like
right. Mhm.
it was an inter-school competition.
Oh,
And
it
the
was
cheering squads
inter-school.
of the schools, like the animal squad of LaSalle was
right.
there. And yeah, they had the drums and everything. It was crazy.
Dude,
Wow.
no, it's crazy. It's crazy, man. Yeah, I
And
mean,
it
And
was
it,
super
yeah,
competitive.
I don't know. And
yeah.
are these hobbies or these could be like professionals? Could be full time
No, dude, it's
jobs.
esports is
It's
it's a
sports
Professional now.
now.
real thing. Yeah, yeah.
They're considered
But
athletes.
yeah, they're considered
Athletes.
athletes. It's just that I remember um like they're professional athletes per se, but big um team owners won't really pick up on esports
Right.
pretty much because let's say for example like the owner of the Dallas Mavs, when he was asked like why wouldn't you pick up an esports game like a gamer or an athlete,
Mhm.
it's because the games always change. So let's say you might be
Mm,
good in this game, but if that's not like what's uso the next year, then you're not
True,
good,
true.
you know. So it's not like
This is
basketball, you pick up a
this is Mark
team.
Cuban, right?
Mark Cuban, yeah, when he said
Yeah.
that, when he said the reason why it's hard for big like all these big team owners to
Hmm.
buy a esports team is because the tournaments always change. It's not the same sport all the time. It's not the same game. So you might be
Hmm.
good in this game, but then that doesn't mean it translates to you being good in another game. You know what I mean? So there's no,
but the industry is not having
mhm.
problems looking for sponsors or advertisers, right? It is generating a lot of money
Apparently not. Yeah, it is
Yeah, yeah.
generating
I
a
mean,
lot of money.
for the
in
event
the States.
itself, but yeah, but they won't hold on to an athlete. Like you won't have a team hold on to like a team owner, like just
Yeah.
paying for like a for you to have like the whole team to have an apartment, and then all
Mm,
you do all day is game and stuff like that. No, it's
yeah.
not like that. They'll sponsor your entry fees
Uh,
and stuff like that, and
right.
fly you in maybe, but not like how they treat a professional team kind
Yeah.
of
Well,
thing.
not yet,
You know
maybe.
what I mean? Well, not yet, maybe. Not yet, maybe.
Yeah.
You never know, diba?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Once
But
it
then
becomes like a,
some games have stuck around and they're still playing it as esports, like
yeah.
Counter Strike.
Yeah.
Counter
Or
Counter
Strike
World
is
of
Strike,
huge.
yeah,
Warcraft.
yeah,
Oh well, the more Counter Strike actually, because
More Counter Strike.
yeah,
that is
Yeah.
yeah.
a
Well,
competitive
that's
thing.
something that, that's something that never really changes, diba?
Right.
Yeah,
But
Right.
I
Oren
always
would
live.
do good in Counter
yeah.
Strike,
Oren used to be good at Counter Strike.
especially after
I
that
hear
one
you
event,
too.
right? Something big just happened. We have to go and kill.
We have to kill the
And then
terrorists.
we have to kill each other. Me and Kaz are like, oh my god, we're so tired from school, and we were in med school already then.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
Give
we
the
were tired.
audience some
Yeah.
context.
yeah, we'd have to go out to this computer shop and like,
Oh man,
oh
an internet
man,
cafe. Oh my
yeah,
We're
god.
internet
talking
cafe,
about
dude.
2001.
Mm-hmm.
It
Yeah,
was in
yeah,
9/11,
that one.
and
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
that
was
one.
visiting. I was
Yeah,
visiting from Israel,
yeah,
and after 9/11,
Yeah.
I said,
yeah.
Yeah.
we need to get some, and we're gonna get some at
Yeah,
internet
yeah,
cafes on
I
Counter
remember
Strike.
yeah,
the weapon you would always get was that big one with that
Yeah,
big machine gun. I forgot what
the
it's called,
minigun.
but yeah,
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 that had
yeah.
horrible aim, but you just wanted to
yeah.
keep
But
spraying
it's just
bullets.
Spray and pray.
I shoot in your general direction.
Yeah, spray and pray
Oren
is
and
the way to go.
Oren and his big gun.
Well,
All
all
right,
I
but I
need to
gotta.
do is
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
go
sorry,
ahead.
go
Sorry.
on.
No, but so we would be playing with other kids in the cafe, and we would just like look over their shoulders at their screen. What are these kids up to? Where are they aiming? Where are they hiding?
Then they're just like, then we're like dead. Like, holy fuck.
Like jump, crouch, aim, sniper rifle, fire, and headshot.
I could never do that jump
I can
crouch
never-
thing. Everyone was
why?
doing it. Why?
Because it's a shortcut. It's a
Oh,
keyboard
really?
shortcut. Yes.
Oh my
I found
gosh, I
out that
could
you can
never
make
do
keyboard.
that.
So you just have to press like you put in the shortcut, and then
Mhm.
so let's say if you're using like shift, like every time you press shift, it does that combination. So yeah. So
What's it
to
called?
know.
Yeah, my keyboard has that. You could there's a
Macros.
term for it. Macros. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Oren.
Yeah. That's
All right,
the other anime, right?
Which one?
Yeah, just practicing being dumb. Macros, yeah, that's the robots and
Hey, don't diss Macross. I love Macross.
No, I
love it.
I mean,
Love it.
yeah, that's that. I mean, the first.
I have two figures
that's
right here. Where are they?
Yeah,
Right
yeah.
there. These two are Macross. They're still in the box.
Yeah, keep them there. I mean, those are the first cartoons that I really, really enjoyed that were a little bit more mature than Voltus
Yeah,
5
yeah.
and yeah. Because it was that, and then the first anime that I saw that wasn't robot connected was Vampire Hunter D, I think. So that was a
Vampire
long
Hunter
time ago.
D.
Yeah,
That's
it goes
awesome.
way. Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
mid-90s.
Yes. That's what I was like, Well, anyways,
Yeah.
wait, Kaz, were you about to?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but definitely we'll be talking about anime in another episode. So we're gonna take a short break and to gather ourselves, and then we'll be right back to finish off. I have a question from Greg. Yeah, I think it was way back in the beginning of our discussion, like not even Pokemon with your kids, because I said I didn't really watch anime for a bit.
Correct.
When it comes to Pokemon, I have not watched a single episode of any of the cartoons. But what I'm super familiar with is the mobile game, Pokemon Go, and that's all my knowledge about Pokemon came from that game. And and then because of that, I ended up watching the movie that came out. I think Detective Pikachu was the name. So I watched that, and that's the extent of my knowledge of Pokemon. So
trust me, it's
sorry,
more
Greg.
than what I know.
And Greg actually answered one of our questions, Rurouni Kenshin.
Rurouni Kenshin. Yeah.
You know what? I've never watched any of the episodes of the actual anime series, even when it was Samurai X over here. Yeah, I never watched any of it. I watched one of the sort of animated movies, and the live action movies actually touched a little bit on that. It was like a prequel, like how he got that X scar.
Yeah, so that's when the beginnings for when he was like a crazy assassin, and then became just like a pacifist-ish.
Yeah, because of that one girl. Because of that one girl. Yeah,
it's always about a girl.
Wait, did you watch Blade of the Immortal, that movie?
Is it Rurouni Kenshin?
No, it's not. It's another thing.
No.
But it's not based on an anime, it's based on a comic, a manga. And it's on Netflix. And it's called Blade of the Immortal.
I'll check it out. Okay.
It's really cool.
Yeah. Galing.
It's about a samurai who was on the his master got killed, and he got revenge by killing like 100 samurai, including their master, their boss, and then he was on the run, and then but yeah, that's the beginning of Tiger. Did you watch Blade of the Immortal?
Yes, I did. Yeah, wasn't it on Netflix for a while?
Yeah, it was. I think it still is. It's on Netflix.
Yeah.
So I was just telling Oren about it. So yeah, he killed 100 samurai, and he's on the run from.
Based on? what's his name? Oh my God, there's this one samurai, the one that in real life, like the one that killed like 20
Oh,
something, and one.
that I don't
Yeah,
know.
I don't I can't remember if it was based on that. Well, I'll try to. Well, anyways, go ahead. Yeah.
You know,
Sorry,
Well, yeah.
after
sorry.
after watching Rurouni Kenshin, it made me really curious about the history of Japan and the histories of the
Hmm.
shogunates and the clan war, the tribe wars, right? Who versus who,
Yeah,
and how
yeah,
I learned that Kyoto was the capital and that got burnt down. And
yeah.
it's I find it rather
Uh,
interesting, the history of Japan.
there, there was actually a series. I don't know.
Mm,
I didn't actually get to finish it where they were talking about feudal Japan, and
mm,
they were showing like all the wars that were happening, and all of that. So
yeah,
I'm gonna have to remember what the title was. So
documentary.
because it's a no, it's not. They made a movie
No,
out of it. It's not really a
ah,
documentary. Well, it could be like like well, it's based on what actually happened, but
baka
it wasn't
Rurouni
really a
Kenshin
doc.
yun, where they
No,
said
it
that it was.
wasn't. No, it wasn't. It was a real
Batusai.
Batasai.
Mataya.
Well, or maybe it's Cleopatra. No, just kidding.
What
That
was the
whole
name
issue with
yung rest back
Cleopatra.
niya, yung Street Fighter. Ang galing eh.
Oh, what's his name?
The big guy.
Yeah,
I can't remember his
Oh,
yung
name.
yeah,
siya,
like
Yeah,
masochist.
yeah.
And he
uh,
likes na
Yeah,
inuupakan siya eh, laban pa rin eh.
yeah.
yeah.
I can't remember his name. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I have to. Okay, hold
But
on. Hold
like
on.
it's very galing how, the adaptation is very close to the comic, the hair, yung, parang ano nga talaga siya,
Oh
it
Mm.
yeah,
was
yeah.
Street
If you're a
Fighter.
fan, if you were a fan of the
Uh,
anime or the comics, once those characters came out on screen, you knew that that was them because
yeah,
they
ang
did such a
galing eh.
great job, and it
Yeah,
didn't look tacky. That's the
no,
thing I admired, diba?
yeah.
Oh my God, I can't find them.
Oh, I'm
Like
sure.
this guy, right?
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that one.
Yeah, Tiger's actually showing us his phone. He's looking it up
yeah.
on his phone,
The
and
I
he
name of the
just
showed us
can't
a picture
remember
character.
of
his
the
name
character
though.
that we're trying to remember. But yeah, I can't
Oh
remember
my
his name.
goodness, yeah. But yeah, I
But
mean, no, I did watch the animated series as well. It was pretty interesting.
yeah,
I mean, like,
Oh yeah, I think
yeah,
you watched all of it, right? Because
yeah, I did,
I didn't see any of the
yeah,
episodes.
uh, yeah, because it was getting pretty intense. I mean, like later on, like things are just getting crazy. It was just becoming Dragon Ball Z. Kind of. Like, I mean, like just what's that there? Like
Yeah,
all
and
these
that's an
powers
anime
and
I
stuff.
know Oren watched way
Mm,
back, Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball Z. Not quite.
yeah,
But wait, back to that, and then as a result of Rurouni, also Rurouni Kenshin,
Yeah,
Rurouni
I ended up
Ronnie
Kenshin.
Kenshin.
Yeah.
watching, yung the Note, but the Japanese version, not
Sorry,
Hollywood.
what's
The
that?
Note or
The
Death
note?
Note?
The Note,
Death
or
Note.
Death
Or
Note, yun.
Oh
Death
wow,
Note.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah, the one
Yeah.
we read. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
That was pretty
pero
cool.
not
Yeah.
Hollywood, yung Japanese naman.
The actual.
Oh, cool,
Okay.
cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which was also
That.
Netflix. So
Yeah. Watch
yeah.
that. Bleach, and I mean they're all. Well,
Man,
I
I
think you
never
would
watched
enjoy.
Oh,
Bleach.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
No, sorry, I never watched
Yeah.
it.
I.
There's a
Yeah.
lot.
I had some.
Yeah, I have to turn in
Yeah.
my anime fan card because there's a lot that I
Yeah.
didn't watch. I
mm,
Oh
never
yeah.
saw
Yeah.
Bleach. Another thing that was
Hmm.
big was Naruto. I never watced.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
see a
I never
single
really
episode
watched
of Naruto.
Naruto. I guess I had a lot of time. Uh, I was able to watch some stuff.
No, but
yeah.
it just never drew me in. Bleach never drew me in.
Yeah.
Naruto never
Well,
drew me in.
yeah. I mean,
Um,
when I watch it, it's not because I'm like super excited to watch it. It's more of like, okay, what's this about? Why is it called Bleach?
oh,
Like
okay.
it doesn't make any sense. Actually, until now, it still doesn't make any sense to me. Why? Well, but but I mean, like eventually, you get drawn in because of the backstory. Because if you're gonna watch somewhere in
uh,
between, it really doesn't make any sense at
okay.
all. You know what I
Well, that's
mean?
Mm,
So
pretty
you're
much how
not
it
gonna.
usually is with anime. But yes,
yeah,
we'll definitely talk about anime in a
yeah.
future episode.
Another,
We're gonna
yeah,
have to
yeah.
wrap this one up because
Yes.
it's been a little bit more than an hour. Didn't feel like it though.
Oh yeah.
No.
152. That's because Oren's been like.
I thought we'd
Well,
go
yeah.
long
Congrats.
form 3 hours.
Yeah, I'm totally ready for that.
Everyone
Yeah.
who's checking this out over on wherever you're picking
Yeah.
up your podcasts, thank you for listening. In the future, we'll have
Yeah.
an option to send us some questions if you want us to answer it.
Yeah.
But this is pretty much what it'll be like. We'll just be talking about whatever and laughing about whatever. So
Wait, I
thanks
have
again for
one last
watching.
question, Kaz.
Yeah,
Sorry,
sure.
one last question. Are we all wearing suits worn to my daughter's debut?
No, I wore something else.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say like.
Because this one
Hey,
I can't
wait.
close.
Well, I can't close this one either. But before you sign us out, Kaz, congratulations on your first one, though.
Yep.
First what?
First
Podcast.
Oh wow, thank you. Yeah. Yay. For all of us, we're all here.
Yay!
Yeah. Congratulations. So that's a wrap for the first episode of the Callous Comics Plays podcast. Tune in next time. Next time, I don't know when that'll be, but tune in next time and we'll talk about more stuff like this. So stay healthy, stay safe, and we'll see you again next time. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.